Hello everyone, and welcome back to Skyblock episode 13. I'm SandToise, and thank you guys for checking out the video. So let's just jump right into things. So as you saw in my intro, we have some new gear, iron armor, as well as iron tools. And the reason for that is the iron farm has been working really well. As you can see, we have tons of iron already saved up. Now, I have used a little bit of it to make this gear and stuff, obviously. I have also put some hoppers in at the cobblestone generator. There's nothing in this chest now because I did all the cobblestone farming beforehand, so it's all in here still. But now, in the future, when we break these blocks of cobblestone, they're just going to go through the hoppers right into that chest on the other side, which is going to be really helpful. And the last thing I want to do kind of corresponds to what I want to do in today's episode, and that is I set up a rail system, or well, the beginnings of a rail system under the villager kind of collection spot right here. And I'm just going to show you guys how it works. It's pretty simple. So what you do is basically I'm going to hit this button. We have the minecart in here, right? So when I hit this button, it's going to go up these rails and it's going to pick up a villager from in there, and we can use the rail system to bring this villager wherever we want. And I'm sorry, buddy, but you are going off the edge, and away he goes. Oh well. All right. That's a little bit of a waste of iron, but I thought it was a little fun we could have, and also I have a lot of iron right now, so I'm not too worried about it. And I also quickly put a roof over that just in case of a lightning strike or something. I figured I'd get around to it off camera. So I do need to get another minecart made, which we can use again in that dispenser down there to bring the villager somewhere we want. So the reason I kind of want to get a villager real quick is because I need to make a trading hall at some point. And the best way to do a trading hall is to set up a system where you can get discounts by curing zombie villagers. The problem with that is I have to get another zombie. And getting zombies from the mob farm is really difficult. I hate having to try and get them up that water tower. But the zombies that I spawn over there don't hold items, right? I can't make them hold items as easy because the local difficulty isn't quite high enough. It's higher down there because we've killed a lot of mobs, but over there, since we've only killed a few, they just can't pick up items. So what I want to do is actually get a librarian, because if I get a librarian, I can get name tags, and if I get name tags, we can name the zombie, which is going to allow us to, keep them in one spot and they won't despawn. And the other thing I actually forgot I did is I got an anvil and used XP to combine a bunch of the enchanted bows. So now we have a really good bow that we can use. Yeah, so like I said, I want to get a librarian, and what I want to do is I want to make, basically for all of our villagers, is kind of a little like hall over here, but also maybe a kind of like apartment system. I don't know what I want to do with it, but I'm thinking I want to set up stuff over here. Just a nice little area that we can put the librarian in just to start, and then we can make an actual trading hall that's a little more, laid out. But I think if we can just get a quick little spot to put this librarian, that's going to be really good. Because the librarian it's going to be kind of expensive to level their trade ups without the discounts. But unfortunately, I'd rather get the name tag first than try and get a zombie all the way up from the mob farm, because we know how that goes. It does not go well at all. So I'm just going to fill in this bridge and expand this platform a little bit, and then I'll get back to the recording and show you guys what I'm planning to do. Okay, so I've expanded the platform just a little bit, not a ton, and basically what I want to do is kind of make little rooms for each of the villagers. I want them to be a little bit nicer than a typical trading hall where you have just all the villagers kind of lined up in a row, which is more convenient, but I think for the skyblock I kind of want to make it a little more fun, a little more homely, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of this wood over here, probably use spruce, I think. Don't need a ton, but I'm going to get some of it for planks, and I'm going to use the cobblestone because it's so available as our main kind of block. And I want to also make a bed, I think, so I'm actually going to get a little bit more wood because I want the villagers to be able to sleep, actually. It's not really typical in most trading halls, but I kind of want this one to be a little bit more, you know, humane, I guess, is a good word for it. I also need like a lectern for the librarian, but that's something I can get in a second. But I'm going to also make sure that the villagers can't like interact with each other. That is something I don't want possible. Like I don't want them to breed in the hall itself, and I also don't want them to spawn more golems over there and take away from our farm. So they're still going to be separated, but I want them to just have kind of their own space, just for fun, I think. So I'm going to go down here, grab some wool. I'm also going to breed the cows again because we're going to need leather for books and a lectern. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I will get back to the recording and show you guys what I plan to do with the little housing units for the villagers. Okay, so we're back over in this little area over here, and what I'm thinking for these units is I want the corners to be maybe a little cobblestone pillars or something. Kind of, I need to get my blocks organized. So I want them to be, these little pillars. I want the floor to be, at the regular height of a block, just to make building a little easier, a little nicer. I think maybe a little 3x3 area in the center, surrounded by these walls here, is going to look pretty good. Let's put in the spruce and see how it looks. I think that looks pretty good. Should give the villager plenty of space for everything to go down. And I think what I want to do is put the bed, in the, wait, it's going to look weird. So we want the floor to be actually filled in. I make sure I should do that real quick. So I want the floor like that, have something, kind of along those lines. We can put a single torch, should be plenty to light this area up, which is really nice. And I'm also going to want to put a door and all that jazz in, but I'm going to make it so that I can get in, but the villagers can't. And there's a way better way to do it than I did over there at the breeder. But this one also does take up a little bit more space, so that one in the breeder is going to stay like that. But we're going to do a different thing over here, and I'm going to show you guys what that is. And it's really simple too. It's actually just involves the fact that we can get through half slabs, but villagers can't. If we can crouch like that, but villagers, they are blocked by their height. So what I'll do is just make the roof, and then there'll be a door that we have like a half slab here, right, and a half slab on the other side. And basically what we have to do is open the door and crouch through, or we can put a half slab and a trapdoor, because we can just crouch and then we can put a trapdoor here that the villager won't get through. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this off, and then I will go grab the villager, and you guys are going to see kind of what I need to do to level up that librarian so we can get name tags, which is really important. I also need a few more torches, so I'm just going to grab a little bit of the charcoal I've made. So let me just get those, and then I also need to craft some books for a bookshelf and a lectern, which is what I need for a librarian. So if I do that, I should just be able to get books. I'm going to get 4. I'll need more in the future anyways. I need 1 bookshelf, and then I think lecterns need slabs, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's go lectern, boom, there we go. So that's what we need for that. And then I also want to grab a spruce trapdoor, I think will look pretty good for our little housing unit. Let's toss that in there, just like that. And then we need to just go set everything back up down at the little area over here. So if we come back over this way, I can put I want the trapdoor to be like one of those, yeah. So I can open it and walk through, but it's going to stop the villager if we put the slab like that. So as you're going to see, we're going to put a roof on top of this so that we have to crouch and that the villager won't be able to escape. So let me do that real quick. I'm just going to just jump on top of there, makes it really easy. put the spruce all the way on top like this, and then we're just going to fill this in with our little roof. It's nothing special, as you can see. It's a very, very simple little, cube kind of housing unit, but it should work just fine for us to put our villagers in. And, it's going to be not the most efficient, right? We're going to have to do a lot of manual loading and unloading of these villagers into these units. But I think I'll be able to figure out a way to make it a little bit more streamlined in the future. I kind of want to do this just to make things a little bit more, not so just a hallway with villagers in 1-by-1 cells, right? That's kind of not as fun, a little bit less, I don't know a good word to describe it, but it's just less enjoyable for me. But doing it this way is a little bit more, exciting. I also grabbed these birch fences. You know what? Let's actually use these as like little windows, because I think we can just put them in the windowsill like that. And there we go. Now we've got little windows for our area here. So we're making sure that these villagers have a good, safe place to live. Zombies and stuff won't be able to get in. Not that there are going to be any up here. But there you go. We got a little cubicle for our villager, and we can now go over to the actual breeder itself and bring them over. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up the rail line, and we're going to bring the villager over that we're going to make a librarian. So I'm going to do that real quickly. All right, so I'm back over here, and I'm just extending this little row, towards our bridge that we've made here. And so basically what I want to do is just kind of get a place where I can put the rails, right? So I can just kind of go along like here, and then when I want to go up, I'm going to put the powered rail so that the minecart can, reach the next kind of tier of the bridge we're making a lot easier. So then if I just go up with this block here, and then I should be able to just have the we're going to need to go a block higher than the actual area here because of the bottom slabs, but that's fine. We will just run alongside the edge here, and it should be no problem. So if we just have a little intersection like that, we should be all good for this process, right? So now I just need to go this way and link up with our little cubicle to get the villager where we want them. Okay, so I just put in all of the rails I'm going to need. As you can see, I got way too many for my crafting, but that's okay. We're going to use them again in the future. We're going to have a lot more of these little cubicles I want to set up in the future. And I'm also going to have to change the rail system to accommodate for the zombie discounts when I set that up, but that'll be a little bit still. But I do want to do it soon because villager trading is really, really important, and we're going to be able to get a lot of really good stuff once we get it underway. I'm going to fill in this area. I think it's kind of ghouling me out. Just a lot of empty space kind of between the cubicle and the rail there. So I'm just going to use a few more slabs and kind of make sure everything is safer, because it is not very safe. I will definitely fall if I'm not careful. So if we just put a few more bottom slabs here, we should be in business in that regard. Yeah, so that's all filled in like that. And now all we have to do is actually go to the little breeder that we made and pop the villager into the minecart and send him down the track. So the minecart is in there, I think. Yep. So then we just go hit the button. As you can see, the villager is going to go all the way down the track, shoot up the little ramp we made, and we can just follow them right to the cubicle. I'm going to fill that in to like there. Okay. So it's kind of slow. Oh, it's slow because I didn't put a rail there. There we go. All right. So it should go faster in the future. Well, let's just speed that process along a little bit. Push the minecart. There we go. As you can see, it's just going to send them all the way up the top, and then through the little hole we put in the roof. We can just break this like that. Block that off. We're going to need this little staircase because we're going to want to send it into other cubicles in the future. But for right now, all we need is to get the villager out of the minecart so they can take up a career with the lectern we're going to put down. And we're going to be in business. So let's just break the minecart really carefully. There we go. Nice bed for the villager to sleep in. Let's put that down, and hopefully they will accept that career. May take us a couple tries to get them to accept it. Let's see. Alright, so sometimes these guys just... There we go. Alright, so as you can see, we got a librarian now. Let's see what they got. Smite 4 is not a great book for them to have. We don't want these trades though, right? We want to be able to get emeralds from them because it's going to make the actual process of turning them into a name tag kind of villager is going to be a lot better. Yeah, we need to get them to trade us paper for emeralds, or we need to trade them paper for emeralds. 24 paper for 1 emerald. That's not a great book, so I'm trying to get a good book as well as a good paper trade so that we can, make this librarian somewhat decent, aside from the fact that we're just trying to get a name tag from them, right? So paper and a bookshelf. It's not great, but it does work in the long run. But let's try and get something really, really good from this villager. I'm hoping for something like, mending or protection, but anything is Fortune 1 is good in a normal world where there's stuff to actually mine, but for us that's kind of a lackluster. Oh no, I'm sorry. All right, we hit him, so he's mad at us. I feel bad, but let's see, is he still gonna be... Yeah, he's still mad at us. All right, you know what? We're gonna get a new villager. I'm gonna get back to the recording when I get one that's not, mad at us, because that's gonna really, really affect our trades. They're gonna be so much worse if the villager is gonna not give us a discount, right? So I'll be right back. All right, so we got a new villager. Now all I have to do is set up their trades so we can try and get something good. Eventually, if I get too bored, I'm probably just gonna eventually take even a bad, set of trades, just because I do want to start working on this name tag. Yeah, these trades are not good, as you can see. Really, we want something Aqua Affinity that's good in a normal world, but not really here, right? Some of the good enchantments kind of become pretty lackluster when nothing useful for them. Okay, you know what? Sweeping Edge 3. That's a good trade. We'll use that in the future. And the paper that we want. So let's go out of here now. And all we have to do is basically grab a bunch of that sugarcane that we got earlier and trade with this villager. We have to get them to the max level for name tags, which is kind of annoying. Like we'd rather just, get them like right away, and then boom, we can start trading. But unfortunately, we're going to have to get them to the max level, which is going to take a bit, especially because I don't know, how many emeralds we're going to get, right? We'll probably have to go back to the farmer and the cleric as well to get more emeralds. But we can start, just trading a few bits of paper to this guy, leveling him up. And was that enough to level him up? I think so, because this book went down. There we go. So 4 books for an emerald, or an emerald for 1 lantern. So we're going to need to go get some more leather, or, get a bunch of emeralds to trade for lanterns, because these trades up here aren't going to be as valuable anymore. So I'm going to get a few more emeralds, as well as paper and stuff, and leather, so we can hopefully, get this squared away a little better. I'm going to go trade with the farmer, I think, to get some more emeralds here. But I will be right back when I get more emeralds and keep leveling up the librarian. Okay, so we're back at the librarian. I have 44 emeralds now, so I managed to get quite a lot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trade for a good amount of these lanterns to try and level them up again. I don't know if that's... yeah, it's not quite enough. But as you can see, as we level them up more, stuff is going to start to get slightly cheaper. It would be better if we had a zombie discount, right? They'd be a lot cheaper. This would be, potentially 1 book, and this could be 1 emerald for, Sweeping Edge, and less paper here. But, for right now, this is a pretty good deal. We just need to kind of wait, be patient. And there is something here that I really do want, which is glass. As I think I mentioned last time, I did want some of the glass. Glass is a fun building block. Very useful for farms and stuff as well, because it can't be... mobs can't spawn on it, but you can see through it, so it can be useful in that regard. And we are almost to a max level villager. We just need to trade either these compasses or for this 50 emerald protection 4 book, which is a lot. in the future, maybe we can bring a zombie in here and you know, cure this guy. Because 50 emeralds for a Protection 4 book is way too much for us right now. But in the future, you know, this could definitely be a really strong book to have. But I'm just going to go ahead and get these compasses to finish leveling this villager up. And I think if I just trade one more lantern, that should be enough to get them to max level. And there we go. The name tag that we need is right down there for 19 emeralds. We only have 7 right now, which is unfortunate. But the fact that we have access to a name tag villager is now really good. It's a bit of an investment to actually get one, but we have it, and that's really what matters, right? The simple, you know, fact of everything is that we're going to be able to get cheaper stuff in the future, but we kind of need that initial investment to make it all worth it. But let's just go see if the cleric trades are refreshed. We may be able to actually get the name tag right now if we can get a little bit more out of these guys. Yeah, we can get a little bit more emerald from the rotten flesh. I don't think it'll be quite enough. Yeah, only 14 there, and I don't think I have enough wheat or stuff to get all this. Actually, you know what? I could make the glass bottles and then finish it off like that. You know what? That may be the best option here. So let's put a crafting table down, kind of just, you know, right where? Right next to this. No, not next to the bed. That could mess up the breeder. Let's just do it right next to that torch, just like there. And then let's make a couple glass bottles. I think 3 for each. We need how many? 19 emeralds. So I think if we do 21 bottles, I don't know if the cleric will accept that many, but let's see. Yeah, okay, 19 emeralds. There we go. It's exactly what we needed. So let's go get that name tag just to have it and show off. But that's really good that we can access that now. We will name a zombie in the future to, you know, start getting the discounts that we need. And we're going to be good. You know what might be fun, actually, as I'm thinking about, you know, the little system we've made, got our name tag, is, you know, we've got this librarian, he's got a spruce little containment unit. But what if we make each villager have, or, you know, for as long as we can, each villager get their own special, you know, design. Not necessarily like super intricate, right? But this one's got spruce, so maybe we make the next one out of birchwood. Or if we've got, you know, one of the stonemason villagers, we use bricks or something. And then we can have this kind of building blocks of different designs, which I think might be really fun. I'm probably going to start by going down this side, and then when it gets to a certain distance, we'll come back down on that side, just to make the rail system easier. But I think if we kind of made a little fun system of, you know, these differently colored blocks, I think that could be a really cool little design. And, you know, we've got these lanterns that we got, so why don't we put one of those in here as well, just to have a little, you know, more homeliness. Yeah, there we go. So we've got our librarian here who sells us all sorts of good stuff. We're going to trade with them in the future. But if we want to get more villagers, I'm thinking I really like the idea of doing a little, you know, each little group of these blocks is going to have their own special theme or, you know, building material to make them out of. But we will get to that kind of idea a little bit later. That's not really a priority right now. But I do like the thought of it, so I think I will do that in the future. We'll have a little alleyway between them, and then we will put, you know, another one right here. For next episode, what I'm thinking is there's a lot of farms, small farms really, that I kind of need to get set up just to make trading with the villagers easier. Right? We constantly need pumpkins and melons for that farmer, but I'm not able to harvest them as fast as they grow. I try my best, but it doesn't really work. Sugarcane is another good one because we're going to need that for paper. We used pretty much all of it trading with that villager, so we are very much out of sugarcane. So setting up an automatic sugarcane farm would be pretty useful. But since we have iron and stuff now, and we can trade with the piglins, I think we have a little bit of quartz over here. Yeah, another quartz right there. We have just a little bit. We can make a couple of observers. So I'm thinking I may do the next episode is set up an automatic pumpkin or melon farm or a sugarcane farm, depending on how I'm feeling. The other farm I want to set up is a type of cow farm. It's a very, very simple farm. I want to basically bring some of the cows from down here up to the surface if possible. That'd be a better place to have it. But I could also do it down here. I really don't mind. But basically what it is it makes it a lot easier to get the leather and steak. Instead of having them in this pen and you manually kill them every time you want the resources, you kind of use the mob cramming feature. If there are too many mobs in one spot, the mobs cause the ones that are just being spawned to die, and we'll be able to collect their drops that way, and it'll be a lot easier. It's a very simple little thing, and since we have the hoppers now, it'll be really easy to make. But yeah, that's kind of my plan for next episode, and probably catching the zombie and maybe carrying another villager. We'll just see how much time we have for all that stuff. It is a lot, but I think, although it is a lot, I think it'll be a good episode where we just set up a couple smaller farms, which might be fun. Off camera, I think I'll go to the gold farm and get a few more gold ingots, maybe get some more quartz so we can make the pumpkin and melon farms a little bit more effectively, because right now we can only make 6 observers, which is not very many, especially for a pumpkin and melon farm, but it's something, and that'll be really good to have in the future. Yeah, so I think I'm going to wrap today's episode up. Thank you guys for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. Like I said at the beginning, I am SandToise. So if you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a like or leave me a comment and let me know if you have any suggestions or advice for my videos in the future. Next episode will be episode 14, I believe. And I want to set up those small farms like I mentioned. So you know what? Thank you so much for checking out my content today. And I hope you guys will come back and check it out in the future. Thank you so much.